Hey, and welcome back to Christian for Revival. We're going to be talking on a very touchy subject. Uh, I want you to put it in the comments as we go along. What do you think about what we're going to be talking about? And that is right now about Iran's water source shortage. As you know, Iran has been constantly saying they're going to destroy Israel. And God's judgment is, people are saying that God's judgment is falling on it because they've been in a drought situation for the past 5 years. And many believe they're going to run out of water within the next couple of weeks. So we're going to get into that discussion today. Again, put it in the comments as we go along. You can buy us a cup of coffee to support the channel. Like, share, and subscribe. So let's get started with this subject. This is Reverend Ken. We're going to get into it right now. With all the conflict that's been happening in the Middle East, and between Israel and Iran and the Gaza Strip and everything else, a lot of people are saying that what's happening right now to Iran with its water supply is divine judgment. Others are saying it's climate change. Others are saying it's something else. Others saying it's water mismanagement. And a lot of people are discussing this right now, and I want to get into this subject of discussing it. Right now, Tehran is about, and there's 10 million people there, could be about, only a few weeks away from running out of water. A lot of people are saying, well, the reason why is they don't manage their water correctly. At the same time, for the past 5 years, they've had a drought. The temperatures have been excessively hot, 122 degrees or 50 degrees Celsius. At the same time, they don't manage their water very well. Okay, and a lot of their water is being used for agriculture, and because of the excessive heat and because of improper use of water, that's what's causing the problems. But there are some people who are just in agreement. They're saying that anytime you attack Israel or anything else like this, this is the problem. So let's just look at some scriptures, and I wanted to ask you, what do you think? Now, there are several Bible verses that could support the concept of that Iran is getting what it deserves, that it's getting because they're trying to create a nuclear weapon to destroy Israel, that God is pissed off and he is going to cause them to starve and have no water. That is the subject matter of today's discussion. I am not going to say that I am pro or against this, because there's enough evidence on both sides, and put it in the comments. What do you think? Because the Bible emphasizes that God's protection over Israel calls for believers to support and pray for the nation, highlighting the significance of God's plan. Key verse is in Genesis 12. I will bless those who bless you, and to him dishonors you I will curse, and to all the families of earth shall be blessed. This verse underscores the importance of supporting Israel and blessing. In other words, if you go against Israel, God's not, and you try to destroy it, God's going to destroy you. Psalm 122:6 says, pray for the peace of Jerusalem, that I may secure those who love you. This verse encourages believers to pray for well-being of Jerusalem, affecting the spiritual significance of the city. In Zechariah 2:8, for thus says the Lord of hosts, after his glory sent me into the nations who plundered you, he who touches you and touches the apple of his eye. This verse illustrates God's protection over Israel, indicating that any harm done to Israel is seen as an affront to God himself, and he will punish those who punish them. Now, Isaiah 41:10, fear not, for I am with you. You will not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you, and I will help you. I will hold at my righteous right hand. The verse reassures believers of God's presence and support, and applies to Israel, to his chosen people. In Joel 3:2, I will also gather all the nations and bring them down in the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will plead with them there for my people and my heritage Israel. This emphasizes God's commitment to defend Israel against its adversaries. For we know, okay, and with great understanding that, during the 12-day war, the Arab nation came against Israel, and they were defeated. And God says, this is my apple of my eye. the Israelites are considered by God to be God's people. Now, this whole thing about the water management and like that has become a major source of contention. We saw the Euphrates River dry up, which is a biblical prophecy. Okay, and at the same time, Tehran's reservoirs are almost down to nothing. They're rationing water. They're shutting down businesses. They're shutting down the electrical system because it relies on water cooling. A lot is happening, and it's happening very quickly. But there's some good news on the horizon. As you know, small little Israel took that little piece of land, okay, and they have large farms, and they have learned how to reuse wastewater. They've learned how to desalinate water. They have learned how to use drip irrigation to grow their crops, so they use the minimum amount of water. And their prime minister, Netanyahu, right, has said to Tehran, to its people, get rid of the leadership that's currently oppressing you. And if you do that and come to agreement that Israel is real and a nation, and you accept us, that we will come and take our technology that allows us to take seawater and convert it into drinking water, and using drip technology, we'll tell you how to reuse water and be able to get out of this situation very, very easily. Now, Israel is waiting for them to come to the table. Will they come to the table, accept and say that Israel deserves to be a nation, saying that they won't destroy it anymore? Or will this continue? And if this is God's judgment against them, will this lead to the total destruction of Iran and the starvation of its people? Or is it climate change, like people say? I really can't say, because only God knows what is really happening here. But we do know what the scriptures say. And the scriptures say that if you go against Israel, okay, God's going to punish you. And multiple times in the Bible, Israel disobeyed God, and there was no rain for 3 years. And in multiple occasions, every time Israel didn't do what it was told, it would be punished by drought. Well, is this a biblical moment in time where Iran is being punished for attacking Israel? I don't know. Put it in the comments. Anyway, I hope this information has been useful for you. It's going to be interesting over the next few weeks if we're going to see the current regime in Iran fall and a new regime rise that will recognize Israel, where then Israel is over there helping them rebuild their ecosystem, being able to desalinate waters. I'm sure Israel is already ready to go there and help them. But what do you think? Put it in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can support the channel by giving us a cup of coffee. But most importantly, check out my other videos and see what else is doing. And if you have something particular that you would like me to talk about, Reverend Ken would love to talk to you. This is Reverend Ken out. You have a blessed day. I hope the Lord is taking care of you.